Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. Y'all, we got some of the most creepy TikToks that are banned on TikTok. How I got them? I don't know. I just do it. I don't know how. I just did it. Before we get into the video, y'all hit that like button. Helps the channel grow, helps the algorithm. Let's grow. Let's grow, y'all. Let's get to 2.5 thousand likes in today's video. But I ain't gonna sit here and talk all day, y'all. Y'all know I do it throughout the video. Enough with the chit chat. Let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I found the highest tsunami wash in recorded history, Chip.
Oh, wow.
On the 9th of July, 1958, a giant wave passed through Lilua Bay in Alaska.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you want to guess the height on this thing?
Like, I like 20 feet?
Brother, I mean, I can't even understand how this
feet.
is possible. 1,719 feet.
That's like
What?
a quarter mile high.
It is almost the height of New York City's One World Trade Center.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my God.
And it was moving at 100 miles an hour.
And I'm sure they
That
probably
incredible.
didn't have the warning systems they do now.
In the 50s? No.
No.
They were still drinking and smoking when they were pregnant. There was no
Yeah.
warnings of any kind in the 50s.
And they turned out all good. No cancer, no mental
When you
health.
see black eyes like Blueface and shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else. Okay, and so the eyes come out, and they call them panda eyes, and they do this to. And when it comes down to the selling of they're shipping and trafficking in people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing, and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. These are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing.
Orlando Brown was arrested shortly after this interview.
Is it a tongue?
Page Master.
Like what do they always say about Hollywood and the celebrities? What is Hollywood doing right now in these celebrities? They're done, y'all. They're dying. And what do they always say? Symbolism is going to be their downfall. And sure enough, the symbolism is what is their downfall. All these things that are starting to come out, get exposed. Tom Hanks with the Wilson, the pizza stuff, the panda stuff, countless other things. Their symbolism. And that's their downfall. That's why they're falling. That's why people ain't believing in them. That's why people ain't worshiping them no more. That's why they're on their way out. But now it's coming to this platform, the YouTube platform, the Twitch, the streamers. It's moving on. It's evolving to that. They're done. Symbolism was their downfall. And it's been going on since the, I don't know how long, Hollywood, 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s. So now we're in the 30s of YouTube, Twitch, streaming. So we got a long ways to go with this. You know what I mean?
Up as a childlike movie, but it's really a setup, okay? This is the chosen child archetype. Richard, Macaulay Culkin, is terrified of everything, a timid child afraid of storms, danger, and life itself. Symbolically, he's a blank slate initiate. In occult language, that's the neophyte, the one ready to be shaped by forces beyond his comprehension. But let's keep going. Richard doesn't just read books, he gets swallowed by them, swallowed up, pulled into their astral world, adventure, horror, fantasy. They're not genres, they're embodied spirits. Each book comes alive as a trickster guide, like a familiar spirit attached to a magician. They lead him through a gauntlet of monsters, trials, and symbolic deaths. All right, this is a classic occult initiation journey. Fear, facing demons, dragons, haunted castles, courage, confronting chaos, survival test, transcendence, right? This is the fantasy aspect. The Dragon Slayer, hero archetype, rebirth. It's basically a child-friendly Dante's Inferno, right? Where he must descend into a symbolic hell before earning his transformation. Now let's talk about the library. That's symbolic for a temple. The entire library isn't just a setting, it's a ritual space. Think about it. A storm drives him there, right? Symbolic of divine calling. The page master sits at the center like a hierophant. The labyrinth of books, the astral plane. Richard's journey is the initiation ritual disguised as imagination. Now check this out though. By the end, he's no longer afraid because fear has been ritually purged from him through these spirit guides. This is the trial, right? Breaking the illusion of the demiurge. Now, where is the hidden symbolic demonic layer? On the surface, reading is good for sure, right? Books will make you brave. Underneath it all, submit to archetypal forces, let them possess you, undergo symbolic death, and you'll be reborn. That's textbook occult initiation. They just dressed it up as demons, right? And, to become talking books, and they made it PG. In other words, Richard is not just reading, he's channeling and summoning and being shaped by mythic entities, okay? So the Page Master itself was more than just a kid's imagination movie, for sure. It's the story of a child undergoing occult initiation through archetypal possession, masked as literacy propaganda. Do you understand? So instead of handing kids Ouija boards, Hollywood handed them VHS tapes, right? The ritual was hidden in plain sight. Don't be afraid. The spirits are here to guide you. And this is exactly what they try to teach you with Ouija boards and many other occult practices. I'm going to be getting back into a lot of these movies and TV shows and their hidden symbolic agenda. Here's the beautiful thing about the art form. There's no wrong perspective. Real art should channel many different perspectives. If you take 1 billion people and you make them look at something and they all come to the same conclusion, that art form was trash. How is it possible for so many people with different upbringings and perspectives to come to the same conclusion? You're trash. So any art, I repeat, that compels different perspectives is well done. It's a job well done, and it's beautiful. It's a master class. This movie in itself was not a child's movie, but it can be given to children. And it is a master class on occult symbolism. I'm gone. Oh, and like, comment, subscribe for more, because we will be.
Did you know on September 10th, 2001, one of Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary concerts was held at Madison Square Garden? September 10th, 2001 was a dreary day in New York, as Hurricane Erin was in its weather cycle. At the World Trade Centers that day, some who would be going to the Michael Jackson show enjoyed a meal at Windows on the World. In case you don't know, that was a famous restaurant located inside the Twin Towers. And it's eerie to think that everyone who made and served the food on September 10th, 2001 would perish the next day. In less than 24 hours, it was said that Michael Jackson himself was scheduled to return some jewelry at the Twin Towers on 9/11. Michael Jackson was up late the night before after the show talking to his mother. And on September 11th, he missed his meeting because he overslept. The question has been asked many times about September 11th. But today we ask, where were you on September 10th, 2001? The day before life as we once knew it would change forever is full of stories with many spine-tingling occurrences. Did you know?
Carol and a couple deacons from our church, me and my mom, my grandpa, my mom's dad, and we're there. And I remember Carol coming in to where the house we built meets the old house. And she's just praying, and she's like, been talking to my dad, Bill, there's a lot of evil here. A lot of evil here. And we're going to pray. We're going to figure this out. As a kid, she looked like Yoda. She was like 4 foot tall. Had her hands look like Yoda's hands. And she's praying, and she lays her hand on a spot on the wall. And she's like, Bill, you need to open up the wall. There's something here. Keep in mind, this is on the bottom floor. It's all that old ancient plaster. To get anything in here, you'd have to go into the attic and drop it in. Dad goes out and gets a hammer, busts it open, and there's this knife in it, and it's a huge knife. He pulls it out, and it's got a smiling serpent with a full set of human teeth for a handle. And they put it in a pile. Carol prayed with the deacons over the house all day. And every time she laid her hand on a spot in the wall through that whole old part of the house, they'd bust open, and most of it was coins. Old coins.
Was she like flawless on this? Like she was
never once had a miss.
Really?
It was all through God, and she was always.
That's wild.
And she's like, Bill, there's more here than we're ever going to find, just because of how much stuff's in this house. And she was explaining that there's a demon associated. These are basically anchors. That whoever was doing stuff in this house has trapped an entity with these anchors. How she kind of described it to us was a junkyard dog, and these are the leashes in the ground. So it's just angry and violent, and it doesn't care who is attacking, but if you're in range, it's going to get you.
Mm-hmm.
And she said these people are doing this to protect something here, to keep something hidden in this old house. And I just remember we moved out. They lost the house very shortly after that. I can go back and tell you there was more encounters, but I mean, just a pile of coins. I remember they prayed over them, and my grandpa got super weird about the knife. It was a fully demonic thing.
Man, it sounds very like a very weird knife.
He's like, I got to keep the knife. It's an antique. I got to keep, because he's an antique dealer.
Your grandfather was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I got to keep the knife. It's an antique. I got to keep the knife. It's an antique. And they're like, no, we're getting rid of it. We're destroying it. And after we got rid of it, he was completely like, I don't know why I wanted that. And it was just that grab, this one more thing trying to grab a hold of something.
It's the scene in the Matrix when everybody has the thing and they're in the little bubbles and they're feeding off of that energy.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that they have to do that to remain immortal, because through free will choice, they cut themselves off from the source of all energy. And that's why they created elaborate systems and 20%, 80% truth, 20% distortion. You need a middleman. You need to go to a priest and confess, because literally that middleman, instead of, why don't you just go straight to source?
Right.
You are source. This is the truth.
So then let me ask you a question. Is this my ego? Because it's funny because it's like, I feel like people like you and you're the first one that I can never actually say this about. You're on a different level. I would tell you that right now. But I felt like, because when you find the truth, it's like you want to fight.
Mm.
That's my natural human.
Absolutely.
I've let go of the fight.
Yeah, me too.
I've let go of the fight. Do you see a day when all churches are gone, or do you see a day where churches have evolved into a church that shares the truth? But then once we know the truth, why would we need a church?
Yeah. That's a great question. One of the things I always say is, like, religion will not survive the internet.
That's what I feel is happening.
The truth
right
will set
now.
you
The
free.
truth will set you
We're on a
free.
return cycle to source.
I saw this recently. Somebody said, I was charged $30,000 to give birth at a hospital. And I told them, I'm not insured. This is unbelievable. We can't afford to pay this. And they say, oh, if you're uninsured, we have a rate of $4,000. And they were like, why would you charge $30,000 to begin with? Because this is how the system works. Let's say I make a drug that, helps with Alzheimer's or something. Okay. Or balding hair. So I create this drug and I want to sell it for, let's say, $100. Okay. So what you would normally think of is I go to a pharmacy or a CVS or whatever, and I say, hey, will you guys will you stock this? I'll sell you a bunch of my drug. You guys can sell it for $100. I'm selling it to you for $100 so you can do profit with it. That's how it would work, except with insurance. Most people in America are insured. Most people are not going to buy my drug unless it's covered by their insurance.
Right.
Instead of going to the pharmacies directly, I go to one of the big insurance companies and I say, I'm putting this new drug on the market. Can you guys add it to your formulary, your list of stuff that you cover? And they say, talk to our pharmacy benefit manager. Pharmacy benefit managers are a new middlemen that have appeared in the last couple of decades and grown in power substantially. And their role, let's say you're a PBM. I go to you and I'm like, okay, hey, I want to sell you my drug. It's really cool. It makes you feel great. Gives you hair. $100. Now you are representing the insurance companies. What would be really sick for you as a middleman? It would be to go to Kaiser and say, I'm getting you a 70% discount on this. We're going to get the drug. We're going to buy it from this stuff. You guys are going to cover it. And I'm getting a promise from them, the drug manufacturer, to get a 70% rebate. Okay. Let's even talk about, let's say 50%. All right. So you come to me and say, we'll only stock it if you give a 50% rebate. You got to give that back. What would I do in this scenario? I would double the price of my product.
I'm the pharmacy benefit man. Does you doubling the price and not matter to me?
Your incentive is just to get as big of a rebate as possible because then it looks really good to the client.
Okay, I see.
You also get a fee percentage based on the cost of the drug.
You gotta wet your beak.
Of course. Why would I not be getting a fee?
I made this drug. I want to sell it for $100. You come to me, you say, we're only going to buy it if you give us a 50% rebate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got to give us 50%.
No, it's a $200 drug.
What I'm going to do is sell it for $200 and then I give you $100 back later.
Right.
The pricing has not really changed. I still make the same amount, but then this money is flowing through you to the insurance company to make the insurance company appear to have made a bunch of savings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically all appearances. It doesn't really make a difference. Okay, well now I'm putting my drug onto market for $200. If you're not insured, the price now doubled. This is like on the low end, okay?
Bill Clinton was getting in trouble for Monica Lewinsky. So I was like in middle school or whatever. And I remember hearing them talk. And one of them said to the other one, he goes, so what do you think about the impeachment or something? And I remember my history teacher, who I thought was a pretty smart guy. And he goes, well, they're treating him like he's Nixon, but he's not Nixon. And essentially what that meant, like what he was saying was like, well, Nixon is the most corrupt president who ever lived. Right. Bill Clinton just got caught cheating on his wife. Like that's not as big a deal as being the most corrupt. But they just made that like the thing that everybody knows. Like, well, we did have this one corrupt president, but the system works. That's the lesson. The system works, and it got him out of there.
Before the internet, it works. I think it's like very hard to make that same system work the same way now.
No, I completely agree. I mean to say that the narrative that everybody accepted was but the system works. Like it figured out that he was corrupt. They had him step down. They got him out of there. When really the answer is much more like the intelligence agencies took over the United States of America in a hostile coup against John F. Kennedy. And then Nixon comes in like a few years later and is like essentially taken over as well. But they get the American people to believe that like what that was a corrupt.
Oh. See, now I know who we gotta talk to. Oh, wow. Monopoly in plain sight. Ain't that suspicious? Why every state owned by a billionaire? And why don't none of them look like us? Congratulations, America. Cause while you clocking in at that 9 to 5 chasing that paycheck, you should have been chasing assets. Cause these billionaires out here collecting states like Pokemon, cuz. You're not free, cuz. Bro, this who run your state. This who own your state. I'm content, bro. America ain't fucking broke. America is not broke. It's just hoarding, cuz. They hoarding our ass, hurting our ass, and they got the rent, the grocery money, and everything else in their fucking back pockets, bro. This the 10%. This the 10% people that you looking for, or the 1%.
Joe Rogan is Aleister Crowley. He never died, and he did not reincarnate. This isn't the first time that celebrities have resembled people from 100 years ago, and you might be wondering, how is this even possible? Could they be vampires? Literally every celebrity has someone from the past that they resemble, and it is not coincidence. In my expert opinion, I believe that some of them are vampires, but the rest of them have figured out a way to transcend mere mortality. They did this by mastering the ancient Egyptian art of Hermeticism and using the cerebral spinal fluid, also known as the seminal fluid, which comes from the bottom of your body, and ascending it all the way up the spine into the pineal gland in the brain, causing the resurrection of the mind, of the cells, recreating every cell in the body so that you are now a young person again, because every 7 years, all of the cells in our body regenerate. So they figured out a way to do that every 7 years, and they've been living everlasting life since then.
What you mean?
This is a town that's built all around a movie studio. Everyone who lives here works at the movie studio. All the people that we just did that jump off with, they all live here, they work here. Those guys train actors.
This is in Arizona?
This is in Arizona.
And this really rich guy, he's a, what is it?
He's a Rothschild.
A Rothschild. He bought this town of Felicity and named it after his wife, Felicity.
Wait, is this real?
Who we
Yes.
think we ran into.
Can we make sure that this is real?
We visited it.
Go for tours of this place.
Oh, we did a tour.
We did a tour.
Horrifying.
Why?
Tried to get us in the center of the pyramid, in the center of the thing, put our foot in the middle, save this thing and make a wish and then sign a contract. And I was like, and we were like, I'm not doing that. And she was like, well, it's the only part of the tour you have to do.
And they go,
to do the tour. And that's when we said, we don't want to do the tour anymore. We're going to leave. And she was pissed.
and then they said, she goes, this right here is the center of the world.
Did you guys know that there's 9 eternal flames in the world? Because I didn't. I'm be honest with you, I did not.
Check this out. This is an eternal flame. There's only 9 eternal flames in the entire world, and this one's inside of a waterfall. Take a
Yo,
look.
that's crazy. And it's in a waterfall too.
You know how much money a funeral costs? That's the thing Joey Diaz hit me to. He goes, you know what a scam is? These mortuary homes and all that you have to pay for a coffin. And then they try to upsell you. Don't you want a Cadillac of a coffin for Grampy? Grampy always liked red velvet. Dress Grampy up in his nicest suit in the red velvet. And it costs you $40,000 for the whole thing. You're like, what am I doing?
Young people are realizing they're being propagandized at a level that older people gladly accepted. It was normal. It was fine. Older people were okay with being propagandized as long as they got a few things out of it. The young people are getting nothing out of it. Wait, you're lying to us and I can't own a house? I can barely have a job? I have to be forced into the gig economy? I get to deliver burritos? And I have to listen to this bullshit? And I have to pretend that this is all real? And I can't afford frozen yogurt with my girlfriend? And I have to go along with this horse shit? And I have nothing and no money for it? If you're doing something, you want to get something out of it. If you are going to delude yourself and believe the bullshit on the news, you have to get a little bit out of it. And what Americans got for many years was a patch of dirt, a little driveway, and a chance. They don't have any of that anymore. We've taken that all away from them. We've pushed them into a gig economy. We've pushed them into the hellscape of rent that goes up every single year. And the propaganda is actually getting worse. It's getting more disconnected from reality, more Orwellian. We're asking them to believe crazier and crazier things and taking away the little bit that most people had. People don't want to be billionaires. People want a house, a family, a little retirement plan, some money in the bank if there's an emergency. They want health care. They want some kind of steady job. They want a community with people that share their values. They're getting none of that right now. They're getting none of that. They're getting Kris Jenner's third head. Kris Jenner has a third head. And everybody's excited about it. People will tell you, the people that don't have any of those things will tell you that they like Kris Jenner's new head. Or they're excited that Taylor Swift, a billionaire, is going to marry Travis Kelce, the man who was birthed by Pfizer. And people have to live vicariously now through that. Why are the kids turning on the engines of propaganda? Number one, they're too smart. The technology is there. They know they're being lied to. Here's number two. You're taking all of the things away from them that this entire system was supposedly, purportedly set up to help them achieve. So if I'm a member of the ruling class, I'm going, what are we doing here? What exactly is happening? We're asking these people to believe this bullshit. Jeffrey Epstein's just like a weirdo rich guy. No one else did anything wrong. We don't have any of the files, and the videos aren't real. It's actually nothing. Nothing happened. Everything's fine. He never had any relationship with our intelligence agency or another intelligence agency. He had no relationships with anybody. Nobody did anything. He was just a weird rich guy. Don't worry about it. We're asking people to believe all of this stuff and telling them, and the reward for that, okay, is to deliver a Caesar salad to someone. That's the reward. Your job now is to deliver a Caesar salad. Not that it would have been right to buy the bullshit anyway, even if you had the things. But I'm just telling you how the country ran for 100 years. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not saying it was morally correct to go, I'll take the house and the car and you fucking kill everybody. I'm telling you that's how it worked. That's how the country ran forever.
The dark truth about Hurricane Katrina, and the reason why Hurricane Katrina is so infamous is not because of the hurricane itself, it's because of the flooding that happened. The flooding reached about 20 to 27 feet, so about a 2-story house. What the? To the first floor now. The water's coming in the room through the air conditioned vent. Look, the front bumper's coming off. Oh, hear it? It's getting ready to break, guys. Here comes a big wave, dude. Stand by. Oh my God, there's water. See how fast the water rising? Holy shit. Like, bro, this was bad. And during the flooding, this is when like conspiracies happened. There were reports of people that say that they heard bombings whenever like the flooding happened at the levees and shit. And people saying that they felt an explosion, rumbling, like exactly like an explosion. And it would have made sense only because it happened twice before. Back in 1927, when the Great Mississippi Flood happened, they bombed the levee systems because they wanted to protect and save the richer areas, which were majority white people, and the poor areas were majority black people. And then it happened again in another hurricane incident, I think around the 60s, Hurricane Betsy, same thing. There were reports of people hearing and feeling like explosions.
If you ever have night vision, like, and you can play around with them, the only thing you should look up is at the sky.
Really?
It's beautiful. Yeah, because like you might see like maybe 50 to 100 stars with your naked eye. You see millions with night vision.
Really? Dude, next time you come to my house, we'll go do it in my backyard.
Let's do it.
It's insane.
It's so cool.
The day the Columbine happened, United States dropped more bombs on Kosovo than any other time during that war.
I do know that, and I think that that's really ironic, you know, that nobody said, well, maybe the president had an influence on this violent behavior. No, because that's not the way the media wants to take it and spin and turn it into fear, because then you're watching television, you're watching the news, you're being pumped full of fear. There's floods, there's AIDS, there's murder, cut to commercial. Buy the Acura, buy the Colgate. If you have bad breath, they're not going to talk to you. If you got pimples, the girl's not going to fuck you. And it's just it's a campaign of fear and consumption. And that's what I think that it's all based on, is the whole idea that keep everyone afraid and they'll consume.
Do you know that the day the Columbine happened?
I just walked into a random grocery store to get chocolate chips to make chocolate chip pancakes. And I get to the aisle. Do you want to know how much they are? You're never going to guess. Let me flip. $10.39 for Nestle Toll House. $17.79. Dude, we are seriously getting robbed. And whose economy? Whose fucking economy?
He's building this website on Eucharistic miracles. It's during the summertime, right? And as far as anybody knows, he's totally healthy in that summer.
Yeah. So it's summertime. He's totally healthy. All his friends are outside playing soccer, but he was working on this website night and day. They also had I don't know if a butler is the right word. This dude was a Hindu. He was the top. It's called Brahmin. It's like the most respected class. In reincarnation, they move from class to class. He's looking at Carlo, and he sees Carlo on his computer all day, like writing all this code. He's a computer programmer, writing this code for these miracles, and he's like gently nudging him. He goes, Carlo, it's a nice day. Like, why don't you go outside, play some soccer? And Carlo would like just very gently turn around, look at him, and just say, I have to finish this. I have to finish this. It's almost like he knew that shortly after that he would pass away.
So he spends the whole summer doing that instead of going outside, and then he's diagnosed and dies 3 days later.
Exactly.
That's unbelievable.
And then here's what's crazy. Back to the butler guy. He legit converted to Catholicism. And now you might think, okay, no big deal. It's a random conversion. but he was a respected Brahmin.
Right.
So like his dad
He may have lost family and friends over that.
Exactly. Basically like saying like, I don't want all this that I've been introduced my whole life. I'm becoming a Catholic. And it's because of this 15-year-old kid.
Because of a 15-year-old kid that he happened to work for in the house.
Mm-hmm. So
See,
and then how many other people around the world, since they've heard about him, are becoming Catholic because of him?
Sexy Red shows up to the VMA award dressed like the devil. This is getting very ridiculous. They stay mocking God. And then they got the nerve to say that she's bringing out her dark side. That's exactly what she's bringing out. The dark in her. Because the devil is the dark. And God is the light. This is truly getting out of hand. Then she got a tail to the back of herself. And she got horns in the front. What in the what? We really have to pray for all of them. Because this is truly sad. Lately, they've been mocking Christianity left and right. We ask in the name of Jesus, whatever stronghold that the devil have on the music industry, that you let them loose. Because this is very ridiculous. And you know a lot of people gonna be coming in the comments and taking up for talking about, oh, she was getting ready for Halloween. Getting ready for Halloween, nothing. This is ridiculous. Portraying the devil. But they set up there and be loud in sins, but be quiet in prayer.
Do you guys notice something about this Amish kid right here that Theo Von had on his podcast? Look at the picture and tell me something doesn't stand out. I'm going to give you a second to really look at the picture and tell me what stands out about him that young boys his age out here in the normal world don't have. But this kid does, right? Y'all ready? Look at his neck. What do you see there? It's the Adam's apple. The Adam's apple, we all be wondering, where did it go? Where did it go? Man, don't have it no more. It's over there in Amish town, man. Yeah, the Amish still have the Adam's apple. This is how you know, man, that something is being done to the people. That's causing them not to have Adam's apple because those people are untouched by the civilized world, right? And look at him right there, bro. Adam's apple. Got the biggest Adam's apple we've seen probably in the last 3 decades. Am I the only one, man? Because as soon as I seen this video of Theo Von talking to this dude, man, that Adam's apple stood out like a sore thumb. I'm like, oh, shit. Because I seen a bunch of videos of people talking about, yo, what happens to Adam's apple? What happened to men and Adam's apple? We don't see the Adam's apples no more. Well, I guess the Amish people got all of them.
You didn't know you have it, though.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to turn the page.
Thank you for making this a good video.
Somebody take a picture of the map. Who got that map before you change it?
Before you change the channel?
Yeah.
Can everybody just
Can I get a...
I'm gonna just to the front, guys, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh, it don't even say, is it anything on the internet?
Change it so rough.
What this was?
Yeah, she just closed the whole thing.
That's all I wanted.
Now we gotta find the map again. Y'all, the maps are important.
It was by New Testament.
Earth was flat, they said.
Oh my God.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I was reading something about that the other day.
I just genuinely wanted to know if anyone had looked.
Is he in trouble?
14 hours before anyone knew about the Chris Benoit tragedy, the wrestler's Wikipedia page was updated.
He posted before they found the bodies, before anybody knew anybody was. His was the only post.
That's on.
Yeah.
The entry stated that Benoit had missed the pay-per-view due to the passing of his wife Nancy.
I posted the message, Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
But it's just all of this came up before they even found the bodies.
Yeah.
And you posted hours before. I mean, you can turn yourself from a prank to a suspect.
Suspicious of the timings, officers begin to question the man on his whereabouts.
Where were you Friday night?
Friday night?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was home.
Okay. You were home all night?
Yeah.
Okay. Saturday. Run me through your day.
Saturday. I think I was just really home.
Gotta make sure he wasn't in Georgia. You've caused a big frenzy.
Yeah.
All right.
Having ruled the man out of being present during the incident, questions remain over the very strange coincidence of where he actually was.
You know what, I was thinking because he's from Stanford, there might have been a concern that he had some connection.
Well, I'm sure there was some of that.
He actually lived around the corner.
It's revealed that the man lives around the corner from the WWE HQ.
And I have like no connection whatsoever to WWE.
I gotta ask, why did you post it on Wikipedia?
It was just a stupid thing. Like, I can't really explain. It was just like hearing things like that they're like Benoit was saying like the strong, like they were sick or something, and I added my own true speculation. Never did I expect that to actually be the case. You know, the next night when I got home from work, then I saw the picture of Benoit. It's like, are you serious? Like, I was in total disbelief. That was just such a huge coincidence.
Do you follow him much on the WWE?
Like, he was one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, so like I followed watch his matches and stuff.
If you cooperate, give us a computer. I don't have to do a search warrant for it, and we'll get a forensic examination of it for Georgia. We're all set. So we're concluding in 1402, and we're going to head over to your house. Okay.
After questioning, the man was cleared of any wrongdoing and found to have no involvement in the Chris Benoit incident.
You know, it's so crazy that a certain amount of hits to the head, or even just one hit to the head, can make you flip a switch and bring out something that you never even knew, which is in everybody probably. If you hit that right spot in your brain or open that right door with some type of drug or something, that it can unleash, psychosis.
I just saw a video of a doctor saying that if you can eat unhealthy foods like Chipotle, Taco Bell, crumble cookie, and your body has no reaction whatsoever after eating these foods, like it doesn't feel tired, it doesn't feel sluggish, you don't break out at all, then you're probably in a chronic state of inflammation. Because if you were eating healthy foods, like anyone who eats healthy understands this, like you feel so trash when you eat out or when you eat fast food that has like seed oils in it, because your body it has like a really good healthy baseline level, and you probably have low inflammation. So then when you do add these seed oils that are inflammatory and increase the inflammation in your body, then it causes you to feel trash. So if you're somebody who's eating at Chipotle, Taco Bell, and crumble, find healthier alternatives. Like, go to Whole Foods. There's so many snacks there that literally don't have seed oils. Or go find fast food places that don't use seed oils. It's very rare, I think, in America. But you can find places that actually cook with avocado oil, ghee, tallow, even coconut oil. I highly doubt like people are cooking the coconut oil, but they're less inflammatory on the body. So look for places on Seed Oil Scout is an app you can use to look for places without seed oils, and yeah, cook your food mostly at home. Meal prep. Like, you don't need to go out and eat all the seed oils all the time. It's not gonna like end your life, but it's a lot better than what it currently is doing to your body.
Man, that's crazy, because when I eat bad, it does so much to my mind, to my anxiety, to my motivation, to my thoughts. It does so much to me. And then like I'll be eating with somebody and they're fine. Like, I feel hungover. When I eat bad, the next day I feel hungover. I don't know, because like, yeah, I eat bad a lot, but I'll go 2 or 3 days of really no carbs, carnivore, keto, right? So when I go back to that, I just feel so, off. But there's a lot of people, like sometimes I'm doing so bad on keto or carnivore, I keep messing up. You know what? I'm gonna eat carbs, healthy carbs. I just don't feel on point. Like, my mind, everything's a step behind. My thoughts are a step behind my mind. You know what I mean? So, she's got something going there. That's good to know that, it's not just me and, overthinking eating carbs. It's maybe my body's not as inflamed as I think it is, because I do go 3, 4, 5 days of just really no carbs, 30 grams or less.
If you don't want to end up in a hospital bed, then stop.
Yeah.
Stop eating food at these places.
My favorite movie fact
is that the wife in Die Hard, Bonnie Bedelia, her real name is Bonnie Bedelia Culkin. She's Macaulay Culkin's aunt in real life. And Die Hard is basically the same movie as Home Alone. One male protecting a building. She just gave the script to Macaulay and went, here, make that a kid's movie and you'll be a star.
That's crazy,
Die Hard
huh?
and Home Alone, two
It
big
is
Christmas
if you think
movies.
about it.
Yeah.
It is if you think about it. Same movie.
Die, but everybody know when they about to die. Let me tell you this, right? I got a homeboy named City Styles, right? Gangster from St. Louis, right? I go to the cell phone store this morning. We both had a cell phone store at the T-Mobile store, right? I go to the cell phone store that morning, and just the night before, he had just got robbed, right? So the only gun that he got robbed with his gun on him. It's kind of crazy though, because like, let me tell you what happened. So he was gonna fuck with this bitch, and like everybody always fuck with these crazy ass bitches, but he fuck with this bitch. They working at the gas station, right? So he's talking to her. She's like, help me take out the trash. Now he a rich nigga. Back then he had a BMW drop top, you know. He got that motherfucker out in the lot, right? So the girl like, help me take the trash out. City go back to help him take the trash out. Boom. Then he got the trash in his hands. Blick on him. So he put the trash up. By that time, nigga done up the blick, right, and took his blick. Walked him back to his car. Now, mind you, they had the BMW. It didn't have no stick to it. Like, you had to move like this to drive it. So the nigga jumped in the car, didn't know how to drive it. So went ahead and robbed City for everything, right? Took his gun, took his jewelry, took everything, and left him. So he calling me that night. But nigga, I'm sleep like hell. Nigga, what the fuck you calling me for?
Bro, you know a nigga sleep.
Nigga, I'm sleep like hell, right? So he calling me. So the next morning, he like, man, meet me at the store to get the blick. Now, mind you, I'm like, man, I don't want to I ain't gonna say who name was in, but the blick was in somebody's name that I ain't want to give it to him, right? Because that was the blick for the store, and my security was gonna pull up, and that's my security blick. But he kept it in the store, even though he wasn't supposed to. He kept it in the store because I stayed late night sometimes, and I'm a felon, so I can't be around the gun. So, but the gun was there, right? Anyway, City get there in the morning. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go and give him the gun. Now, mind you, we get in. When I get in, this nigga sleep. I'm like, man, nigga, wake up, nigga, go to the gun. He just kept going to sleep, like back and forth. Ain't on no drugs, bro. He just kept going to sleep. He's like, man, I have to go get my haircut. Yeah, and
what is this, Final Destination or something like that?
Like, I wonder, I know when I was going through everything, now this could have been part of my sickness and all that, but I had a feeling that I was going to pass away soon. I felt it. But God told me, didn't tell me, right? I didn't hear no voice or nothing, but I just had a feeling that said, if you tell somebody about this, it's going to happen. Right? I'm over that now, so I can talk about this. But back then, I didn't tell my psychiatrist. I didn't tell my therapist. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell my sisters. I didn't tell my brother-in-law. I didn't tell nobody. I kept that to myself. But later on, there was somebody not close to me, but close to my circle. And he had that same feeling, but he put it out there. He was telling people, you know, saying his goodbyes pretty much, telling people I'm about to, you know, die soon. Sure enough, he died. And I always wondered, like, did he know if he tells anybody? Like, if you speak this into the world, it's going to happen? Because something told me, a feeling told me, if you talk about this, it's going to happen. If you tell somebody, it's going to happen. So I didn't tell nobody, you know? But I wonder if he had that feeling, that gut feeling. If you tell anybody about this, it's going to happen. I always wonder that.
Fled Ukraine to get away from the war and all the violence in Ukraine, and then she comes to the U.S.
Yeah, this is
and
scary.
she still gets brutally unalived on a train? You've got to be kidding me, bro. There's demons that walk among us daily. That's why you always have to keep your head on a swivel. This 23-year-old Ukrainian woman fled Ukraine to run away from the war and the violence and all the danger that was going on in Ukraine. She comes to the U.S. She gets on a train one day, and this random demon behind her decides to pull out a pocket knife and proceed to brutally unalive her in the train. I just feel like you can't make this up. No, we are not going to blame this on mental illness. No. We're going to blame this on demonic people, demonic presence, demonic forces. This girl should still have her life right now. This man has been to prison 10 different times. He's a demon. For those people who are saying it is racist, yeah, he probably targeted her because she was white. probably was racist, 110%. There's no excuses that ever should be made for him. We make excuses in no other scenario, and we won't make excuses for him. He's a dog. He deserves the death penalty. He deserves to be under the prison.
The mystery.
You know, that's so scary. Like, you know, now that I have a child and, you know, we're in Walmart, you know, we go to Big Lots, you know, wherever, my head is just constant. Go out to eat. My head is just like we're on vacation as you're watching this video. Like, my head's on a swivel always. Like, when we're walking through the parking lot, I'm watching people get out their cars. Like, I don't know if it's just over paranoid or, you know, my protective gene is kicking in, but I am just always, I try to be always on point when we're out in public. I'm always thinking, okay, if something happens, exit. We're going to the back. We ain't going to the front. We're going to the back, or, you know, go out through the garden, or, you know, I'm always thinking these things when I'm out in public. And, you know, that's terrifying. Like, she's just sitting on a bus. Like, I wouldn't have sat there. I wouldn't have had nobody at my back like that. You know, getting on a city bus like that. But, you know, she's from Ukraine, so maybe it's just a different type of vibe out there. But like right there, I know me walking in there, I would have felt that guy's energy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe looked at him, he didn't make eye contact, or he just looks nervous. I wouldn't have sat there. But I mean, you just never know. You just never know.
The Loretta Chapel. This is the craziest story. Okay, so they were building this chapel in New Mexico. French architect who was building this chapel, he all of a sudden died in 1878. He did not complete the staircase to the choir loft. Okay. The sisters of the Loretta Chapel, they pray for 9 days to Saint Joseph that someone is sent to build these stairs so the chapel can be complete. At the end of the 9 days of prayer, this man comes in from across the desert riding a donkey, walks into the church, and he says, I was sent here to build stairs.
Stop it!
He built these stairs in 3 months and just dipped. The sisters like, well, we didn't pay him. So the sisters went to the lumber yard and said, do we owe you anything? They said, this man never came and got wood from us. There's not a single nail used on this staircase.
What?
The curator of this chapel, he brought in over 120 experts in making spiral staircases. They said, we don't know how to do that.
Wow.
These sisters believe that Joseph himself came and built the staircase.
That would be.
Every American sitting at home right now needs to realize that you are paying for a genocide. Take this one.
Rise up! Rise up, America! Rise up! It is time to take back this country from these corrupt politicians. It is time. It is beyond time.
We're going out to the voting dog.
Thank you for your service.
That was Josephine Gilbo, I believe I'm saying her name wrong, and Anthony Aguilar. They are obviously two people who work for the military. They interrupted a foreign affairs hearing today. I believe it was today, and that was them telling us what I've been saying. We are beyond time for revolution. The revolution is not going to happen through your politicians. Revolution is not going to happen through your president. Revolutions always happen through the people.
When we come together.
The reason why we are not liberated, the reason why, you know, Palestine isn't free, the reason why all that is happening is because we, the people, are not rising up. It's why I tell people every single day, stop telling me what's right. Show me what's right. Live it. It's time to embody it. It's time to embody it. This is why we started the Pro-Human Political Party, right? This is why we're going on a tour starting in Sacramento. This is why we're calling everybody to do the subscription liberation, right? Stop subscribing to these useless apps and everything that you complain about with capitalism. Put that money towards something that, you know, is going to build your future. We need to build it. We need to build it. This is our issue right now. We're not going to be rescued. You're not going to vote your way out of this. You are lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. You are in denial, and you need to come out of it. If you need more help, more information, feel free to DM me. But this is serious, guys. Our children will not have a future. I started this whole journey to protect my nonverbal autistic daughter. And I stepped up and I said, hey, I'll lead us a party. I'll give us, You know, I'll lead us. I'll be on the front line, but people got to come with me. And we got to consolidate our resources. We got to consolidate under a single banner for the people. You're not going to get it from your politicians. It's not going to be a Democrat. It's not going to be a Republican. It's not going to be anybody in the system. The system is holding all of this up. It's time to revolt, guys.
That's all.
You know, he says that while being on TikTok. You can hear a football game in the background. Like, people just like to talk, y'all, because it sounds politically correct. But there's, like, what's going on over there in Palestine? It's terrible. But there is nothing we can do about it. There's just nothing. Nothing. Right? They've been fighting and bombing and doing all that since the beginning of time, y'all. And I don't know. It's a touchy subject. I can really go deep on this and in on this and give you my opinion. You know, because that guy's just talking. He's over there talking about corruption and capitalism. He's over there watching a football game on TikTok. You know what I mean? But I'll just leave it. I don't want to get into it. It's touchy, not only with you guys, but with YouTube. On to the next clip.
Big reason, and we don't really believe in the whole label thing. It's because the label is literally going to take your money, and then they're going to tell you, go post TikToks. Like, that's what it is. Like, TikTok is the single, like, biggest driver of music success. And I don't need somebody to tell me to make TikToks. You know, like, I'll keep my split and I'll just go make my own. So that app alone has changed everything for every single one of us. It's like, you never know. You just post a video and next thing you know, like, everything's completely different.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, y'all. One video can change your life. Like, on my second channel, one video got me monetized. One video over there, which has a copyright on it, has gotten over 100,000 views, got me to my 1,000 subscribers, got me to my 4,000 watch hours. I know I'm very inconsistent over there. It's very hard, you know, with the baby. No excuses, right? I got Saturday, Sunday. I got days where I could sit here and bang out videos like I'm doing right now for vacation. I could sit here and bang out videos for that other channel. It's just me being lazy, y'all. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you made it this far, y'all know what to do. 2.5 thousand likes. Let's get there. Let's get there consistently. Every video, 2.5. Just hit the like. But I'm out here, y'all. Got to start banging out these videos. 2 down, 3 to go. Plus my big videos, because it's Wednesday today, so I need Wednesday's video, which I might not post. So I need Thursday's video. But this is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys on the next one later.